Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lost Levels Podcast. This is podcast number 235. Today, we are going to discuss 20 awesome Nintendo eShop games that every Wii U/3DS owner should definitely have. The eShop has tons of great games, and me and my co-hosts have 10 games each to showcase to you lovely people, you lovely listeners. The prices and stuff will be listed for our North America because that's where we are at. So those are the prices that will be mentioned. Hello everyone. I am SpiderStaryu. I will be hosting this eShop extravaganza, and today I am joined by the administrator of MPL. He is a huge fan of three things: Donkey Kong, pretzels, and anything hard. SuperZambezi.
Oh my gosh. I like hard pretzels, okay?
Hard pretzels and bananas. How did I not include that? Bananas as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm here. And unfortunately, Boo and Soul could not make it. I'm the only one here. But the fortunately part to that is that we can let the Donkey Kong joke just run rampant. We can do whatever we want.
Expect a lot of Donkey Kong. If you're a first-time listener to the podcast, me and SuperZambezi like Donkey Kong a lot. Not as much as Soul does, but there's another member who's not here today. But yeah, we love Donkey Kong a lot. But before we even do Donkey Kong stuff, let's just focus on the main topic first. And that is 20 awesome eShop games. So me and SuperZambezi both have 10 games each. Yep. And we're going to list them one by one. How it will be is I will list a game and say, oh, this game. And SC can talk about it too if he wants. And then after that, SC will go, and we'll just keep going back and forth, and just keep talking about our games and whatnot, and it'll just be a really simple podcast talking about these awesome eShop games, because, you know, some people who, you might be new to getting a Wii U, you might have a 3DS, or you might be getting one for Christmas, you might be like, oh my god, what do I get, and this will definitely help you out and help you decide what you want to get.
Yeah, and it's also good because, like, this holiday season is going to be kind of quiet for Nintendo. I mean, they're not too quiet. Pokemon, Paper Mario, and Mario Party, but not everyone's going to get all those, so this holiday might be a little quiet, so we have a great recommendation of things you could play in the meantime, so definitely listen in for that. And we'll be giving out, like, prices, how much you'd probably have to fork over for one of these games, stuff like that, too, so.
Yes, you're going to be having to ask your mommy and daddy for those eShop cards. Anyway, without further ado, let's get underway with this podcast. So here we go. So I'm gonna name my first game, if you don't mind, SuperZambezi. I have two 3DS games. I'm sorry, 2 3DS games and 8 Wii U games. Why? Because most of my eShop games, I like having them on the gamepad for the Wii U. I just like playing them like that, so that's why the majority are on the Wii U. But I do have two 3DS games. I'm gonna name my first one. The first one is Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins.
Ooh.
Right?
You wanted to say bananas. I understand the urge, but yeah, it's 6 golden coins. Mm-hmm.
So this is actually a very, very, very old game. By the way, this is for the 3DS, so on 3DS eShop. This is a very, very old game. Back in the Game Boy days. That little Game Boy, a bunch of you 90s people will definitely recognize this. It was released on the Game Boy way back in November 2nd, 1992. Oh my god. I was born in 1996. That was like 4 years before I was even in existence. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is a very, very fun game. This is a very simple game, very fun game. The point of this game is, you know Wario. We all know who Wario is, right? Big Sexy. We know who Big Sexy... Do you know who Big Sexy Wario is, SC?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. This is one of the first games Wario ever appeared in. So pretty much... It's been a little fuzzy since I played the game. I haven't played the game in so long. But pretty much what happens is Wario's taking over this lovely place called Mario Land. And Mario has to stop Wario by getting the 6 golden coins to enter his mansion or fortress or something like that and take out Wario. So he has to travel across many different lands. Pumpkin Zone, Mario Zone, and Tree Zone, and just many different places. There was also a place with pipes. So just tons of different places and get the golden coins. That's the point of the game. It's a very simple game. It's a Mario platformer game, and it's very fun. And I think you guys should definitely give it a try. Maybe check some videos out if you're not too sure if you want it. But it's a very simple game.
Well, you say simple, but then you look at Super Mario Land 1, and then you're like, whoa. that simple. Because Super Mario Land 2 is a big step up from that. They included a lot more
Right.
variety and a lot more to actually see, I guess. So
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is that simple meaning that it's a very easy game to get into. All it is
okay.
jumping, running, avoid enemies, jump on enemies. Very
Classic
very
Mario.
simple stuff. Classic Mario. That is the better way to put it. Yes, thank you. Classic Mario. So, if you're a fan of Classic Mario, or you want to just have something new on your 3DS, why not give this a try? What do you think about the game SuperZambezi? Did you like this game? Have
Yeah,
you played it?
I did play, and it's a very unique one. Super Mario Land 1 and 2 are both they're pretty different from the rest of like the 2D Mario games. So Super Mario Land 2 especially. So definitely give it a try. The one thing that keeps popping in my head is the Star Maze.
You probably had
Okay.
you
Yeah.
had it as music podcast.
Oh, I did, huh?
You had that track. Yeah, you did. I remember.
Episode 183.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I definitely recommend it as well. If you have a 3DS, and even if you've never played it or have played it, I definitely recommend it. Either way. How much can you get it for?
you can get Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins for the easy, cheap price of $3.99
Oh, really?
plus tax.
Wow.
Plus tax. I gotta include that plus tax, because all these games have tax in it. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's a very very cheap game. So why not give it a try? It's a very good game to have on the go. You like these classic Mario games. It's a very great game to have on the go. And also, I believe this game has save states. I believe 3DS has save states.
Ooh, yes.
I think.
I think they do, but I'm not. Ooh, that's a good question. Did Pokemon Red and Blue have save states?
No, Pokemon didn't have save states, but Link's Awakening had save states.
I think it did. You know what? It probably does. I think it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know what? Before you do a hard level, just save state before and just keep trying. There you go. See, you have a bigger reason. It won't be too hard. All right. I'm sorry. I've been rambling on too much. Well, that is my first game. Now we're gonna move on to SuperZambezi with his first super game.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
So my list is going to be a little different. I've got five eShop, wow. 5 3DS.
You did the same thing as me.
5 3DS games and 5 Wii U games. And my games overall are more not virtual console. So I do have 2 virtual console games, but the rest are just kind of original games for the system. So the first one is a 3DS game, and it's actually the Ace Attorney trilogy. So
Ooh.
for me, it's so easy to talk about now, but I think for a lot of people, they don't know what I'm talking about when I say Ace Attorney. They don't really know what to think of, and I think I was the same way. So if you've ever seen the lawyer in the blue suit, the objection, that whole thing, that's the game that I'm talking about. The basic premise is that you are a defense lawyer, a defense attorney, and you have like several cases to go through. You find evidence, you investigate crime scenes, things like this, and you go to court and you present evidence to witnesses' testimonies, find contradictions, and you develop the story that way. And it's not as serious as I might be making it out to be. It's goofy, it's funny, it's serious at times, it's very emotional at times. It's a great game overall. The Ace Attorney trilogy is the first 3 games in the series. There's 6 games in the series now. This is the first 3. All 3 of them came out on the GBA first. Then they were ported to the DS, and now they're ported to the 3DS, and it looks the best. This is, I would say, the definitive version. You can get it for $29.99 on the 3DS. It goes on sale quite often, so you can look for it that way too, but totally recommend this game. I played it last year for the first time, and I was hooked. I loved it. I played through all of it so quickly. Staryu, I think you played the first one? I think. You did play the first one.
I did play the first one, and I was spoiled on the first one.
Okay, that's not our fault.
I was kind of spoiled with the chapter 4. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but I was kind of spoiled. But still, it's such a fun game. Like, you think that when you play for the first time, you think, oh my god, like, I'm not gonna be too into this. This is just ridiculous. But when I put it on, when I played it for the first time, I was getting into it. Oh my gosh! I felt like I was a lawyer. I'm like, oh my god! And then you find out the lies and stuff. Like, objection!
Yeah, look, when I was playing this, I was like, dang, I should have been a I should have been a defense attorney. I should have taken my life in that direction. Although, like, in reality, it's not like this at all. But
no,
it's still a lot of fun. It's a different game, and it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and the music. Oh,
music's
my
great
God.
too. Yeah,
yeah.
And that's actually one thing I don't want. Not the music, but like the art style and stuff. I don't want people to be discouraged from playing because it's not 3D and that goes for most of these games. Like, because it's old or it's retro, I hope that doesn't discourage people from playing. But like, there's some great games behind some of these older titles. So yeah, that's my say on this. So yeah, definitely pick that up. $29.99.
Yeah, you should totally get it. All right, let's move on to our next set of games. Number 2, round 2. And this is my last... ding, ding, yeah. This is my last 3DS game. Oh my gosh. But this is a really good one to end on. This is Pokemon Red version, Blue version, and Yellow version. Pretty much the first generation of Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Who has not played the original Pokemon games? Probably a lot of kids today. But, you know, Pokemon is an amazing franchise. It's a franchise that no one thought would grow to be what it is today. And especially back then, if you remember the things that go on, because I was young at the time, but especially like during Johto and stuff, I remember the things that happened. There were trading card game. The trading card game was really, really popular. It's still really popular to this day. People were trading it at school. The anime was so huge. It's still huge, but not as huge as it was back then. Oh my god, that thing blew up. Everyone was watching it before school. The games, everyone had it, where everyone was like trading Pokemon. I'll trade you my Jinx for a Starmie. I'll trade this for that. I'll trade oh my god, what's it called? I'll trade Charizard for a Blastoise. Everyone was trading Pokemon, and it was such a big deal back then. And you know, the thing is, I will be honest with some things though. Unfortunately, Generation 1, the physics, the gameplay has some flaws. I'll be honest with that. If you're used to current Pokemon, like Generation 6, number 1, there's no Fairy type. Number 2, there's no Dark type. Number 3, there's no Steel type. Those types didn't exist back then. And also, the Psychic type was kind of overpowered. So I'm not gonna, deny that the game had, a couple things that is kind of sucky. But, the games are still timeless. They're timeless classics. And I highly recommend, if you are a Pokemon fan, especially a Pokemon fan of today, why not give it a go? Give the old games a go. You might actually like it, and you might actually appreciate Generation 1 Pokemon even more. What do you think about the game, SC?
I think what you said last is most important. Is I would recommend it to people who are already playing Pokemon. I don't think I would recommend it if you are a first-time Pokemon player. I think there are better ways to enter the series than Pokemon Red and Blue, because it was the first starting point, and there have been lots of improvements since then. And I think this is a great one to go back to once you've already kind of familiarized yourself with the series. So, and I think that's the exact same thing I said in our podcast on Pokemon Red and Blue, episode 206.
You did say that.
Yeah, because that's the conclusion I came to. I mean, I actually never finished it.
Yeah, you didn't get farther than Viridian Forest?
I got to...
Cerulean City?
I don't know where any of those are, I think.
Oh, never mind.
I think I got to chapter. I think...
Chapter? You didn't get anywhere then.
I think I got to I almost got the second badge, I think.
That's Cerulean City. You don't even know what it is.
It was a while ago. Start of the year.
I'll give you that. But yes, we did do a podcast about it. Episode 206, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Dark Boo was on it, okay? Dark Boo. So you gotta check that out and see the stuff that he said. And also, by the way, there's another plug. I'm so sorry. On Miiverse, I said a lot of things and a lot of posts. I have a lot of posts on there. You should go check out my Miiverse, SpiderStaryu. I post a lot of things about my rival Soul, who was my rival, and there was a lot of funny posts I made. A lot of them, so you should go check that out. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow version. Each are $9.99.
Dang.
So not $99. I'm sorry, $9.99. So that's like $10. So you know what? go to GameStop, get yourself, or Target or whatever, Best Buy, and get yourself a $20 eShop card and buy one of the versions. You don't need to buy all of them. You can buy yellow if you want. The sprites look better in that game. Or you can buy red or blue. Just it depends on what type of Pokemon you like, which you can look that up and check it out. So yeah. Pokemon red, blue, and yellow. That's it. Yes.
Okay, so for mine, all right. Well, I'm going back to Ace Attorney. I'm actually going to recommend the next 2 games in the Ace Attorney series. Let me rephrase that. The 5th and the 6th game of the Ace Attorney series, both of them were released on the 3DS, and they were both exclusive to the eShop, so you cannot buy them in stores. And the same goes for the trilogy, on the 3DS at least. So that's my next recommendation. Is after you get through those games, move right along into 5 and 6. 6 just came out 1 month ago. Came out a month ago, I believe, and 5 has been out for 2 years. The only downside is that the 4th game in the series, you can't get it on the 3DS. So it's this kind of weird one where you have to get a DS copy of it, order it on Amazon or something, and play it that way. Because you can play the whole series on the 3DS except for the 4th game. But once you get all that done, I just say continue on with the series. Both games are $29.99, so the same price as the trilogy, but you're only getting one game. These are newer, and they are in 3D, and they're fully animated, and there's cutscenes. So you're getting a little bit more for what you pay in terms of production value, but definitely recommend those. I also didn't mention that these games are made by Capcom, so these are not by Nintendo. So, yeah.
I have no objections to that. I have no objections. I actually need to buy these games. I'm thinking, because I already have the 3 on the DS, the 3 games on the DS, but I kind of want to buy them on the 3DS, so, because I always have my 3DS around me. The DS I have, stored away, because, I don't want to have, all my systems out, every time someone comes over, so.
Yeah. The nice thing about the trilogy is that it's all in one place, and it's updated so it's kind of a little bit widescreen, because they're not squares, they fit the 3DS screen, so they are updated, and it looks better too. The sprites and whatnot have been touched up, and I don't know if the music's been touched up, but it's not the GBA version at least. And then the other 2 games that I mentioned, I didn't even mention their names. Dual Destinies is the 5th game, and then Spirit of Justice is the 4th one, or the 6th one. The 4th one is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. So, just get into the Ace Attorney series. Just go back to trilogy and start there.
There you go. All right, that's it for round 2. Now let's move on to round 3. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. I knew you were going to do that, too. All right, so my next set of games are all going to be all for the Wii U, so just keep that in mind for these next 8 games. Okay, here we go. This game I have to recommend to you guys is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. Woo! Okay, so Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. This game, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series the whole series itself is just an incredible game. You guess, this is what happens. You are a regular person, and out of nowhere, randomly one day, you turn into a Pokemon. You are a Pokemon.
What?
You are that little Pikachu. Yeah, you're little Pikachu. Darkboo would love that. He's like a little Bulbasaur, Charmander, whatever the heck. You are a little Pokemon. That's what you are. And you have to travel this world with other Pokemon. You talk to Pokemon, and that's your adventure. That's your life. And basically, let me just get into a little bit about Explorers of Sky. There are 3 versions of this game. There are Explorers of Time, Explorers of Darkness, and Explorers of Sky. Sky is pretty much just Explorers of Time and Darkness kind of rolled up into one, plus extra stuff. So that's why I recommend you get Explorers of Sky, because it has the majority of the stuff that people are going to be interested in. So there's just a lot of stuff in this game. The story is very powerful in this game. You can pick your favorite Pokemon based on your personality trait and your gender. You can be any of the original Generation 4 starters, Generation 3, Generation 2, Generation 1, all those starters are available, plus Pokemon like Skitty, Munchlax, Shanks, Riolu, Eevee, Meowth, all of them. They're just all available. Pikachu, you can be a Pokemon and traverse this land of Pokemon stuff. And it's really fun. it's really fun. The story, like I said, the story is very powerful in this game. You explore dungeons, you get the story advances, and you just feel very attached to the characters and stuff. So I think, even though it's just a Pokemon game, you didn't think it would have this much story, but it does. So I recommend this game. I recommend you buy it. It is a DS game. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I do have a question. So what kind of game is it? It's like you told me a lot about the story and about what you do, but like what is the actual like gameplay?
Well, pretty much the gameplay is exploring dungeons. Do you know the Mr. Dungeon genre? Dungeon crawler?
Oh, I didn't even make that connection.
Yeah, the dungeon crawler or whatever. I don't know exactly what you call it, but dungeon crawler. Basically, what it is that every time you do a dungeon, it'll be randomized. It'll be different. It'll be completely different layouts, different way to advance. That's how it is. Usually, it's a staircase or something like that that leads you to the next part of the dungeon. So you keep exploring the dungeon until you get to the end of the dungeon. Usually, at the end, there's either a boss or something like that, or an item for you to get. Just something special. Usually at the end. So yeah, that's how the game is. So it's not a hard game by any means. It's definitely an easy game to get up to, get into, and they have all the explanation on how to play and things like that. So I definitely recommend this game. It's a DS game for the Wii U, and it's only $9.99. That's $10. So I didn't say it wrong this time. I didn't say $99. $9.99. So definitely, consider getting the game. I know I said you didn't play this game, so I know you're not going to say anything about it. But what?
No, yeah, you're right. You're correct.
Oh, I heard a gasp. I'm like, oh, did I say something? Okay. Yeah, so definitely go check that game out. And that is my third game. So what is your third game, SC?
Okay, my third game is actually a Virtual Console title, one of two in my list.
Oof.
It is Link's Awakening DX for the 3DS Virtual Console. I'm not going to get too much into it because if you want to know what we think, we have a podcast episode on that.
Ooh.
Episode 227. Actually, that one's filled with spoilers, so that might not be a good idea. Let me give you just briefly. It's the fourth Zelda game ever released. It was on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color too.
Game Boy Color
for the DX version, and that's the version you would be playing on the 3DS. I really can't say too much about it. I mean, if you know Zelda, then you kind of get it if you've played a top-down Zelda before. This one's a little bit different because it's a lot more like wacky and more, I don't want to use the word magical, but it's just a little more, and I don't want to use the word mysterious either because I feel that they don't explain it very well. It's dreamlike. Let me just say it's dreamlike. There we go.
You just...
Hey,
never mind. I know. Wow, dreamlike. I guess that's the best way to put it. Dreamlike.
Yeah, and it's only $5.99 on the eShop, so it's not going to cost you too much. Totally recommend it. Go check it out. Yeah.
I recommend this. Are you kidding? I played through this whole game. I have it on my 3DS. I had it for like years on the 3DS, and I never played it. I was like, whatever. But like I found out one day, we're like, okay, we're gonna do Link's Awakening podcast. Boo is gonna host it. I was like, okay, I guess I'll play it. And I was getting into it. Oh my gosh! I'm like, oh my god, this is fun. It was really fun. The story is really interesting. Yes, there are some things that are like, I don't really understand. Why is this like this? Why is it like that? But it's just so easy to get into this game, and also it's a Game Boy Color game, so it's not too complicated to get into. Like SC said, it's a top-down Zelda game, like, exploring up, down, left, right. That's pretty much just like the first Zelda game, like that kind of. So I recommend this game so much. And of all Game Boy Color games, you need to have this Game Boy Color game because this is a great game. And I'm so glad you included it on your list, SC. I definitely recommend you pick this game up too. I second that motion. Mm-hmm. Well, this is not the second round. This next round is the fourth round. So, let's get into... Are you kidding? You were just waiting to do that, weren't you?
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Fourth round. Yeah, we know it's the fourth round. So, my fourth game is Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. Okay, listen up, kiddies. Alright, there are tons and tons and tons of Metroid games. We have Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime Federation Force. Now, if you want to get into Metroid, I don't recommend Metroid Prime Federation Force. That is not what I recommend. Do you recommend that, SC?
No.
N-O-N-O.
And if you want to know why, we also have a podcast episode on that one. Episode 230, Metroid Prime Federation Force podcast. Although we get into spoilers, kind of, but I don't think you should probably play the game. I mean, I don't know. Just listen to that podcast if you have any interest. But yeah.
This game, well, talking about Metroid Fusion, this game came out in 2002, I believe, like somewhere in November 2002, here in North America. And pretty much what it is Samus needs to destroy a mysterious force known as the X-Parasites. I'm sorry, I was like, oh, wait, what is it? What is it exactly? The X-Parasites. Pretty much the X-Parasites have infected this base, this company's ship base. It's like a huge place where they study stuff and stuff. And yeah, the X-Parasites are running rampant. They're infecting different types of creatures. They're doing different things. And they also hurt Samus badly, almost killing Samus. But with the power of Metroids, with the power of that Super Metroid that was in Super Metroid, oh my god, spoiler, Samus is saved, and Samus is able to absorb the X-Parasites, because the Metroids and the X-Parasites are at war, and Metroids eat X-Parasites, and all that will be explained when you play the game. You'll definitely, I know I'm not explaining everything completely right, but if you play the game, you will totally get it, and you will love it. The gameplay in this game is phenomenal. It's a 2D Metroid game, so it's not like the, Metroid Prime, like for the GameCube and things like that. But it's an amazing game on its own right. It's a Game Boy Advance game, and the gameplay is very simple. You shoot, boom, 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 boom. You get missiles. You just keep shooting things. If you like shooting things, this is the game for you. You're gonna be killing lots of enemies, getting new abilities, and tons of different places to explore. There's 6 different places in the game to explore, and they're all different. They all have different enemies. And, you explore more and more as you get more abilities and as the game progresses. And the story is actually really good, too. So, you know what? Metroid Fusion is the game to get. Now, before I say all the price and stuff, I just want to say something. I got this game way back in 2002 for Christmas. I didn't get it day of. I got it for Christmas. And I love this game. And I'm not blinded by nostalgia. People can say, oh, you're blinded by nostalgia. No. This is just a freaking amazing game. It's an amazing game, and I highly recommend it. It's on the eShop for the Wii U, and it is only $7.99. SC, what do you think about the game?
So I can confirm that, yeah, it's a good game, and I did not play it way back then. I actually got it as part of the 3DS Ambassador program.
Ooh.
So that's how I think, I'm pretty sure that's where I got it. That's how I played it, and yeah, I played Super Metroid before it, and it's kind of the continuation of that style of gameplay, and it's one that should definitely be replicated, and I'm glad they did it with Fusion, and it's a lot of fun. Story-wise, interesting as well. Kind of strange for me. I always find it strange. The more people talk in a Metroid game, the more I'm kind of concerned. It's not the kind of game that I think there should be a lot of dialogue in, but I think it worked.
Yeah, isolation.
Yeah, isolation is very important. But this one kind of made sense because it has a lot to do with like computers and stuff like that. So, yeah. Am I right? Am I thinking about the right thing? Computers. Yes, there's a computer.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
This game's pretty straightforward, so you guys will love it. If you need to get into the Metroid series, this is a great game to start off with, and that is all I'm gonna say. So SC, let's get into your 4th game, I believe.
Yeah. So this might be kind of long, and I'm pretty sure that none of you have played this. So my 4th recommendation is actually 2 games in a trilogy: Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma. These are both games that are part of the Zero Escape series. The first one being 999, 9 hours, 9 doors, 9 persons. That's the full title. Unfortunately, the first game is only released on the DS, and the sequel and the 3rd game are on the 3DS eShop. So I would not recommend playing those first. I recommend playing 999 first. And the reason I recommend this trilogy, well, number one, because it's awesome. and because the story is phenomenal. I'll give you a basic premise, and I'm only going to give it for $9.99. I won't talk about Virtue's Last Reward, and I won't talk about Zero Time Dilemma. Those are just two games that you will really want to play after you play $9.99. As for $9.99, very briefly, I do not want to get into any spoilers because this game has such beautiful twists and turns, and just it's incredible. It's really incredible. It's a visual novel, by the way, with like what's the genre called? Like point and click, like finding puzzles. That kind
I
of
wouldn't
thing.
know. I wouldn't know.
It's that kind of thing. It's half that, half point and click. It's very similar to the Ace Attorneys in that. In fact, because of the popularity of the Ace Attorney series, something like this was made possible because they knew that there was a market for this type of game. But I digress. The story is basically you have 9 people who wake up on a sinking ship. All of them have a bracelet on their arm. Each bracelet has a number, 1 through 9. Everyone has a different number. And your goal is to get to the end of the ship by finding the number 9 door. There are 8 other doors labeled 1 through 8, and combining different bracelets will get you different numbers. Getting the digital root, won't go in and get into that, but it's basically... Yeah, it's I'm like thinking about all these different things. I love this game so much. I won't get into any more. That's the basic premise. You need to escape this sinking ship. Everyone's got a bracelet. Everyone's got these numbered doors they need to find and get through, and puzzle rooms inside, things like that. It's very, very good. The only way you can play 999 right now is on the DS. However, they are porting it to Steam, PC, with voice acting. That's going to be coming out soon. I know this is the eShop stuff, but that's the thing. Play 999 and then come back to the eShop and play Virtue's Last Reward, the sequel, and Zero Time Dilemma, the third game. Both of them are made by... Oh, shoot. They're made by Chunsoft, and I believe they're published by Axis Games. Virtue's Last Reward is $24.99, and the last one is $39.99. That one just came out. That's why it's more expensive. But yeah, I played this earlier this year. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's way up there. I loved it. 999. Okay, done. Staryu, have you even ever heard of this? Because it's like most people will not have ever heard of any of these games. Maybe 999, just because of the title is so off.
I heard 999 from Dark Boo.
Oh.
And he explained a little bit of the game to me. Otherwise, I never heard of the game. Just Dark Boo told me that he was playing it a lot, and he said, "Be careful, honey bunches, when you play the game, because there's lots of different endings."
Ooh, yes, there are. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but that's like one of the main things in these games is there's lots of different endings. Not just multiple endings that mean nothing. They all mean something. I'm going to leave it at that. But here's one more thing I'll say. Is because it's very similar in gameplay to the Ace Attorney series, I would recommend playing the Ace Attorney series first. And if you like that style of gameplay, I would move on to 999. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Okay, now it is time for round 5, I believe. Round 5 of our games. Are we here to hear the ding, ding, ding?
No, because I got so into 999.
Oh, my God. I was waiting for the ding, 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 and I didn't get it. Oh, well, I'll have to make up a noise myself. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Okay, now let's move on to our next set of games. So this is round 5. My game is... Okay, Essie, please don't be too harsh on this. This next game is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
Oh.
Now, this game means a lot to me. Alright, I got it when I was just a little tiny kid. And I love this game. It brings back so much memories. It's really nostalgic for me. And it represents my childhood. And I love it a lot. And it's fine if you feel otherwise, but don't be too harsh. We did a podcast about this game, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, episode 228. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, hosted by me, SpiderStaryu. Ooh, yes. And we just talk a lot about it. Also, Timmy was on there. Timmy, an old member of our podcast, he was on there, and he joined to talk about Kirby. So the whole thing is great. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, it's not the game for everyone, but it does kind of follow the Metroid / Castlevania style of genre of games, where it's like, You explore an open world. You can go back. You have to go back to go forward and things like that. And there's just many different places to explore. That's pretty much the game is. There's lots of exploring and there's lots of collectibles. Now, I don't think I said this in the previous Kirby and the Amazing Mayor podcast, but I want to say it now. If you're just going to rush through this game, if you just want a game you just rush through, you're not going to enjoy this game. This game, you need to take your time, play around with it, explore different areas, get different abilities to get different collectibles. The game is about collecting things and exploring every single place on the map. That's how you 100% this game. You explore every place on the map and you get all the collectibles, all the spray paints to turn Kirby different colors, all the little music notes to play the sound. You can play this whole entire soundtrack, the game, right there on the collection screen. And there's just tons of other stuff in the game too. So I highly recommend this game, mostly to Kirby fans, because I feel like if you're not really a Kirby fan, this might not be the best Kirby game to start with. I can totally agree with that, but I do think that Kirby fans will definitely enjoy this game. It's got that amazing Kirby feel, lots of great Kirby enemies, and just tons of great stuff in this game. Essie, do you want to say something before I finish it off?
I think you're right when you say that you probably don't want to rush this one, because then you probably won't enjoy it. And I don't want to say that I rushed it, but I was definitely like, all right, there's a podcast coming up. I need to play. I kind of, not even if I wanted to play, I needed to finish it. So I think that influenced so on the podcast, I said I didn't really like it.
Oh, I'm so disappointed.
Sorry. But, I don't know if I want to recommend it. I'm like, well, there's other Kirby games you can play.
That's you just like if you want to say that's fine. You can say that. What other Kirby games should people?
I'm gonna say that. Unfortunately, there are other Kirby games you can play. And granted, I've only played Kirby Triple Deluxe, and then this one. So
breaking my heart here. Oh my gosh! Just like if I said, "Oh my god, don't play Banjo, play Donkey Kong 64," it would be like, "Oh." That would be like a stab to the heart. You see? Oh. And that's not true. I actually recommend Banjo over Donkey Kong 64, 100%.
You know what that 200%. Reminded me of? What? Yoshi Man. He actually has played Donkey Kong 64, but not Banjo-Kazooie. Yoshi Man, a guest on our podcast before several times. He needs to get that corrected.
Yoshi Man out. You were calling Yoshi Man out on the podcast?
Yes, I am. Yoshi Man, if you're listening, you need to play it already. I'm waiting. Okay.
Oh my god! I'm gonna tell Dark Boo. Oh my god. Gee, well, he's gonna actually enjoy that. Anyway, back to Kirby and Amazing Mirror. The game is on the Wii U eShop, like I mentioned, and it is $7.99. So, the game is not that expensive. It's not that expensive. So, why not consider picking it up? It's not an expensive game by any means. And, you could really, really enjoy this game. So, I'm just going to leave it at there. And please don't be too harsh on it. Oh my gosh. It's a great game. I love it so much.
Okay, so for mine, this one will be a little surprising because it's surprising by who developed and published it. Nintendo developed and published this game. Crosswords Plus. This is a Nintendo-made game. I found that out today. I'm like, huh? Oh, interesting. You can guess by the name. It's basically crosswords and other puzzles, some anagrams, word searches, blah, blah, blah. There's not much to explain. It's nice and handy on the 3DS because you have the touch screen. You actually write in your number. It moves the letters for you, or the cursor, so you can fill it in quickly. If you've ever played a crossword before, you know what you're getting yourself into. There's just tons of them, and it's a lot of fun. And it's just a great game to have on your 3DS to play just every so often. And I love these kinds of games, so that's why I recommend it. It is actually a digital game and released with a physical copy, but I recommend the digital version, so it's just always there. I always recommend digital versions of games that you will be coming back to often. So I would recommend Super Smash Bros. On 3DS or Wii U, digital game, or Mario Kart 8. I got those all digital. What I would not recommend digital is something like Paper Mario Sticker Star or Pokemon, because I'm going to play those once and then I'm going to stop. So this game I recommend digital. It's $29.99 on the eShop, but if we're going to be honest, I've seen it for like $10 in stores. So okay, but yeah.
Shady. Are we talking about Crosswords Plus?
Yes, we are.
Okay, can I just say something really quickly?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Here we go. SC, he
Oh,
was playing
gosh.
the game.
Do I have to
And
explain this?
okay, I don't even know if I'll just say really quickly. SC has a 3DS capture card, so he captures 3DS games that he plays. And one time, randomly one day, I just was on Skype, and there was SC and Boo. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? I got my Popeyes and everything, and they're just like, oh, we're doing crosswords. And I saw the screen. SC was screen sharing him playing Crosswords Plus, and that might sound silly to you. Wait. That really might sound silly, but really it wasn't. We actually had a lot of fun trying our best to solve those puzzles as quick as possible, and we had a lot of fun. And I'm not even trying to like make fun of anything. It was actually fun. I'm not kidding. It was fun.
Actually, so that reminds me of some features of the game. That there's a time limit, so you are trying to do it as fast as possible, and you can set, like, you don't really set the difficulty, but you can turn off certain things like assistance. You can have it on where if you write in a T, but there's supposed to be an E there, it'll like change a color that that's the wrong one, or it might be something a little more broad where you get the wrong word and it doesn't sparkle or something. So we have that all off when we play. So we have no idea what's wrong. Like we'll complete the crossword. It's done, but it doesn't like say like finish, congratulations. So we're like, oh shoot, we have to go through everything and we really have to think. And then when you find out like that one letter that you screwed up on, it's just the greatest feeling. And yeah, you said it might be kind of weird because we're screen sharing it. What happened was, this might be kind of weird. When I was playing the Ace Attorney trilogy, Boo had already played it. Dark Boo, our other member on the podcast, he already played that through the games, and he wanted to see me play. He wanted to watch. So I was like, okay, sure, capture card. I'll have it on my screen, Skype screen share. And then from there, one day, I switched to crosswords, and that's how it all started. So that's the thing we do, but
I don't know why you keep saying it's weird.
It's just kind of strange, just to like, I'm screen sharing us playing crosswords. Like people don't do that. It's just different. So I'm.
Oh my god, it's so critical. Oh my god, it's not weird. It's fine.
I'm fine with it. It's just other people might be like, huh? So I got to explain it a little bit.
Please people don't understand the youth of this generation. We do fun things, okay? Anyway, let's move on to the next game. You said that game was $29.99?
Yeah, on the eShop. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but in stores it's actually
usually cheaper. Oh, and if I saw it used for $5. So.
Oh my god, I need to get it. Oh my god.
Okay, and there's tons of puzzles too. There's like pages and pages of them. Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next game. We're almost finished.
What round is this?
This is round 6.
I try to find Donkey Kong bell sound effects. That's what I found.
Oh, I remember that from Donkey Kong Country. Oh, I totally don't have that on my list. Anyway, let's run to the next game. This game is like I said, round 6, and don't play that again. And this is Wario Land 4. Big sexy Wario Land 4. Now, SC, is Wario big sexy?
The silence means yes.
Oh my god, I was gonna say oh my god, I was shocked. I'm like, oh my god, if you would have said no, I would have been like, the whole podcast would have just ended. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, Wario Land 4. Wario Land 4 is a old Game Boy Advance game, and it is now on the Wii U eShop. Now, actually for a couple of years now. It's on $7.99. It's a Game Boy Advance game, and it's a freaking amazing game. Now, here, let me tell you some things about Wario Land 4. Wario Land has had a whole entire series of games and things like that. This game is more. It has like a. Okay, how am I gonna say this? In this game, you have hearts. So if you get hit enough, you're gonna die, and once you die, you have to restart the whole level. So it's not like Wario Land 2, Wario Land 3 with that nonsense where you can just get hit like freaking 30 times and you still live. And there's no points in that game either. This game has points, and you gotta do your best to get through the level, get all the diamonds, the rubies, and all that good stuff, sapphires, and all the cool stuff around the level. And it's just a very, very, very fun game. And collecting all the coins, gold coins, silver coins, diamonds, pearls, everything. It's just a really fun game, collecting all that stuff and getting a high score. And the point of Wario Land is to collect all the treasure pieces. And to get all the treasure pieces, and there's like 4 places to every area. So each area will have 4 levels. You beat all 4 levels, get all the treasure pieces. You can unlock the boss battle, and when you beat the boss battle, that's a whole thing too. So you gotta play the game to really understand. But this game has lots of levels to get into, different types. There's an area where it's like totally toy based, like toy stuff, like boards, dominoes, dice blocks and things like that. And there's a world with like a totally like floral theme, like nature, and there's a mechanical theme. Like there's so many different themes, and it makes the game so unique. The game is a very, very unique game, and it's Big Sexy Wario. Hey, come on now. The game is very fun adventure game. I guess I don't know if I would call it a collectathon. It's more of just like, get through the level and you collect any diamonds you see, but it's not mandatory you collect the diamonds. So I don't know exactly what you would call it. But when SC talks, I'll go look it up. But yeah, this game's a freaking phenomenal game. SC, what do you think about this game? Did you play it?
I only briefly. I had it on the 3DS Ambassador program again. And, I really don't remember why I didn't keep playing it. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I had no problems with it. It was a fun game and it was very interesting. And you know what? To be honest, from what I remember, it was pretty challenging too. It was not.
The later levels are challenging. The first levels are okay, but the later levels, yeah.
Hey.
You're an all-star.
Stop. Wow. Train of thought.
But you were at the first level?
I was in the early ones, yeah. So I didn't get very far. They were pretty difficult, I think.
Anyway, did you do it on hard or super hard? Don't say normal.
I wouldn't be able to tell you, and I don't have my 3DS to check. It's currently being repaired. The capture kit kind of pooped out on me.
No,
so
you don't have it. You don't have a 3DS. You're like
certain other people on this podcast crew.
That's sad.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. Can you continue saying what you think about the game? You were saying something.
Oh, I have nothing wrong with it. I would recommend it. I actually haven't played Wario Land 3 either, so maybe I should go there first.
Yeah, you do Wario Land 3 first, then Wario Land 4, because Wario Land 3... If you do Wario Land 4 first and then Wario Land 3, that's a downgrade. That's a big downgrade.
Oh.
The graphics of Wario Land 4 is really, really pretty, really bizarre enemies, like freaking pigs that fly and draw art, freaking little Warios and like little cars with like spikes on them. There's just so many weird things in this game, and it's totally Wario. Wario is weird, but he's really big sexy, and he just serves it up in this game. He flexes and stuff, so you're definitely going to be enjoying Wario's big sexiness throughout the whole game. So I highly recommend getting this game. The music's great too. For a Game Boy Advance game, yes. It's just a great game. And also, by the way, it's a 2D platformer. I looked at the genre, I'm like, what genre exactly is this? It's a platformer. So, collecting stuff, it's pretty much a platformer though. So yeah. Wario Land 4. Get it. eShop. $7.99. Wii U. Bam. SC, now It's your turn.
So, my next one is none other than Shovel Knight. I actually personally have not finished this one. I've only gone through like the first world. Again, it's one of those situations where I really wanted to play it, but just things came up and I moved on to other things. Work, probably. I'm sure it was work. But lots of people love this one. It has a beautiful graphical style. I mean, it's 8-bit. It's classically designed for that retro feel. And the gameplay is very fun. It's very... what you would expect from a game like that. But it still feels like kind of advanced and something that would fit in today's gaming world. It's made by Yacht Club Games. It's on the 3DS and the Wii U eShop. And they also released a physical copy too, if that's what you prefer. But it was originally released on the Wii U eShop. It's $14.99, and I unfortunately can't say too much about it because I didn't play too much. I know, ironically, Dark Blue and Soul, who are not here, both played it and loved it. So I'm recommending it on their behalf. And mine, because what I've played, I really liked it.
All right. That was Shovel Knight, I believe. You
Yeah.
just mentioned. All right. So let's move on to the next round. 7th round. Round number 7. Who is this person I'm doing a podcast with? Who is this? Who? Ha! Oh my god, you didn't do it! Oh, I can't believe you! I set you up and you didn't do it. I'm disappointed. Oh my god. That should have been immediate,
I was
like,
just so mesmerized by the Who.
Oh my god, jeez. Oh, okay, well, let's move on to the next game. This has nothing to do with Donkey Kong. This is Metroid Zero Mission. This is another Metroid game for the Game Boy Advance. Metroid Zero Mission came out around, like, 2004, I believe. I actually want to look that up right now. Actually, 2004. February 2004 in North America. So, Metroid Zero Mission pretty much is an enchanted, wow, yeah, enchanted, magical, and I don't know how exactly you say it. Enhanced, I think might be the word. Enhanced version.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Enchanted.
I was just thinking about the movie Enchanted, that Disney movie. Oh my god. Anyway, moving on. Enhanced version of the original Metroid game. You know, just extra. It has the original Metroid game stuff at the beginning, and then the game includes more, like just more of Samus' story. It explains more about where Samus came from, and also there's some points where Samus is in her Zero suit. Yes, this is the game where you're gonna be seeing Samus in her Zero suit. I can't pronounce Samus apparently. You see Samus in her Zero suit. So if you're a big fan of Zero Suit Samus, you know you might like this game. I love this game a lot. I like Metroid Fusion more. But this game still is a very powerful game. The music is phenomenal. It's a lot of them are remakes of the NES music. And also, by the way, what do you say? If you finish this game and you complete a certain amount, you'll unlock the original Metroid game in this game. So you get this game, you play throughout this whole game, you can also unlock the original Metroid game for the NES. So that's like 2 games in 1. Why not get this game? There are no reasons why you shouldn't get this game. This game is another great game to start if you're trying to get into the Metroid series. This game or Metroid Fusion, that's the way to go. Metroid Zero Mission is for the Wii U, of course. Game Boy Advance game for the Wii U Virtual Console, and it is $7.99. SC, did you play this game?
No.
Disappointed in you.
I'm pretty disappointed too. It is one that I do always look at and be like, I really need to play this game. Because I haven't played the original Metroid either. I mean, I've played it, but I've never beaten it because it's like the whole save thing and blah blah blah. I just never, and it's just not as, I don't want to say interesting, but like this is the one I want to play. I want to play this version over the original. So yeah, it's something I need to put on my list. So.
Oh, looks like we're making a list for SC. So SC, this is number 1. You need to get this game, and this game.
Yes.
All right, your turn. Your next game.
Okay, my next one is actually Fast Racing Neo. This was released earlier this year for $14.99 on the Wii U eShop. It's made by Shinen Multimedia. It's basically an F-Zero. I don't want to put it. That's so bad.
No.
The first thing I say is F-Zero. It's got the idea of like speed is like the ultimate thing here. You're racing in these pods and you are going super fast and you're getting boosts and blah blah blah, and the environments look awesome and you're racing against people, and it's a great thing to, I should say this, since we don't have an F-Zero, this is a great way to like take care of that need, that want and desire for an F-Zero. Slash, it's just a fun game. It's a very fun game. Granted, when we played it the first time, there were some online issues. We were lagging pretty badly. But I know there have been updates and whatnot. I haven't tried the online recently. I did play the game recently, and I had a ton of fun playing locally. But online, I don't know if the connection issues have been solved. But regardless, it is a very fun game. They actually just released DLC for it too. Yeah, I would recommend it. I think it's one of the better eShop games the better original eShop games you can download on the Wii U. What?
Oh my god. I'm not gonna say anything negative. I'm not gonna be negative, but I'm just gonna say that I did not have the most fun with this game. But as they mentioned, they did update some stuff, and they also have. You said DLC, I think. You said there was DLC, I think. Yeah, so they probably have updated stuff. Maybe the servers are better. Just when I first played with Dark Boo, we kept desyncing. Literally, I think it was a desync because Boo said that I was all the way over there. I was all the way in front of him when I was actually all the way behind him. Or there were times where he would see Boo crash into him.
No, I don't think those were server issues. Sorry. Okay, continue.
Oh my gosh, Shane. I think we should just end it right there and just not say anything else.
No, we need to continue. Make sure it's like hidden in the middle of the podcast.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's, like Essie said, you probably should go check it out. The servers are probably a lot better now. Actually, I should check it out too. I have the game, and maybe the servers are better now. We'll see. Let's move on to the 8th round of games.
Silence, you're waiting for me. That's good.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, this one. Okay.
Who died?
Exactly. That's kind of a sad one. So I guess we have sad games coming up. What do you have next?
This isn't a sad game. All right, you boys and you girls know that I am a huge. Essie, do you know what huge means? Huge is bigger than huge. Can I hear you say it? Say huge. Huge.
Huge.
There you go. Huge. Huge means bigger than huge. So understand that I just added that word to your vocabulary. You're welcome. So this next game is Super Metroid, and everyone knows I am a huge Metroid fan. I love Metroid. Hell, 3 of my freaking games on this list are Metroid games. Why? Because I was scarred by Metroid Prime Federation Force, and I'm just like, okay, I need to show the kids, the teenagers of today, some good Metroid games. Alright, so I don't want kids of today being like, oh my god, I played that Metroid game and it sucks so much. Oh my god, it was so bad. I played this and it was like, oh my god, it was terrible. No, Metroid is phenomenal. And I did not even include Metroid Prime games on my list, and that's another thing. Oh my god. Metroid Prime trilogy. But, Super Metroid is a phenomenal game for the Super Nintendo. And this is also another great Metroid game to start with. There's so many good Metroid games you can start with and start playing. It's like any good game, any of these games I mentioned would be good to start with. Super Metroid, Metroid Zero Mission, I'm sorry, and Metroid Fusion. Great Metroid game. Super Metroid is great, and it's very similar to Metroid Fusion, considering Super Metroid came before it. It's for the Super Nintendo, and there's 3 files, so that, there's lots you can do with that stuff, and there's lots of different abilities and ways to maneuver around the location. I think it's pretty much exactly like Metroid Fusion. That's exactly how the game plays out. Same abilities, similar abilities, and just pretty much a similar style. So if you started with Metroid Fusion, you should get this game. Or if you start with this game, get Metroid Fusion. There's an endless combination with this stuff. So I highly recommend this game. Essie, did you play Super Metroid?
Absolutely. Oh man, I actually, yeah, I agree with you. If you played Fusion, play this. If you've played this, play Fusion. But I would say that if you haven't played either, I would say play Super Metroid. I love this game. I love this game so much. It's just so good. It's so good. It's so atmospheric, and the gameplay is fun, and the exploration, it just keeps you interested the whole time. And sometimes games like this, where you have to explore an area and come back to an area once you get an item, that Castlevania, Metroidvania, oh gosh, that word, that whole idea, sometimes that can frustrate people, but I feel like in this one, I don't think I ever got frustrated. I just enjoyed it all the way through. And I got lost, sure, but it's just such a solid game. I think Super Metroid is the pinnacle of the 2D Metroids, and Metroid Prime, the first one, is the pinnacle of the 3D ones, the more recent games. So this is on the top of the list for me. So I absolutely recommend it. And
this game's a masterpiece. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I actually got it. Do you remember when the Wii U was first coming out and the Virtual Console was finally released? They did the promotion where they did 30-cent games every month.
Yes, I do.
That's when I got this. That was such a great deal. That was such a great deal. I got this game for 30 cents.
Yep.
How much is it now?
This game, let me check my prices. This game is $7.99.
It's worth the price. It's totally worth the price. It's so worth your time.
It is definitely worth it, and this game is an amazing game. I love all these Metroid games. They're like my children. I can't just pick one, but I love them all. They're just so great. These are Metroid games to start with. I can't stress this enough. I keep saying it because the latest game was just not up to par with Metroid quality. This is Metroid quality here. These are Metroid quality games. All right, high quality games. So please definitely pick up at least one of the many Metroid games I mentioned. And that is it for me. So, Esty, what is your next game?
Okay. So.
Oh, someone's eating something. What are you eating?
Dang it. I thought I could grab a bite.
That's Esty all the time. All he does is eat. Eat. That's pretty much Esty's life, eating.
True. Well, anyway. My next game is Bit Trip Runner 2. Ooh. If you've played any of the Bit Trip games, you know how what's the word? Not interesting, not I don't know how to describe it. They're very much rhythm-based games. They are very addictive because you kind of like, I need to win, and and it's a memorization game too. It's memorizing a pattern and completing that through the whole level, that kind of thing. Sorry, I should actually tell you a little bit about it. In Bit Trip Runner, you basically run from left to right. You have obstacles all in front of you, and you are jumping, sliding, and kicking obstacles and collecting little notes. And the more you collect, you increase the music in the background, so you have this beat going, and that's how you memorize the layout. Because the moment you hit something the way you're not supposed to, you go right back to the start and you restart the level. So that's the whole premise. It's a fun game. It's made by, I hope I pronounced their name right, Gaijin Games. They made the first one, and the second one is on the Wii U. It's $14.99. Right now, this week, when I checked, it's $7.99. So go ahead and grab it now. But yeah, that's my recommendation for another Wii U eShop title.
Well, I guess we'll take his word for it. Alright, let's move on. We're almost done, guys. 2 more games left. This is the 9th round of games.
I didn't have anything prepared. I just had to go with my own hoo-ha.
It was still just as good. Alright, so here we go. This is the 9th round of games. My game is, of course, for the Wii U. And this is Paper Mario. Oh my god, Paper Mario, the first one. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's the intro, in case you don't know. And you probably think I'm crazy. It's the intro, okay? I'm not just like, randomly making weird noises, okay? It's the intro. If you play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Once you turn the game on, you press start. That's the intro, okay? So I'm not crazy, by the way. Oh my god, I might have to include the music while I'm saying it so that people don't think I'm freaking crazy. Some people will be like, what the hell was that? Seriously. By the way, we actually had on Paper Mario Podcast recently, Paper Mario Music Podcast, episode 234 of The Lost Levels, Paper Mario Music, where we talked about Paper Mario 64, Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, and Sticker Star. Music for those 4 games. We had a lot of great tracks in that episode, so you go check that out. You should go check it out. The first Paper Mario game is a great game. It's totally Mario. You know, even though it's like a story game, you know, like how it's like, oh, you know, everything's paper and everything's like this. It's totally Mario. Unlike future Paper Mario games, like Thousand Year Door, which is a great game, but this game is definitely more Paper Mario-like, rather than its own original thing. And you're in the Mushroom Kingdom, you know, things like Toad Town, all those places. It's pretty much what you would expect from an RPG game. You travel around with a partner, you beat up enemies, you get experience, you level up, and that's pretty much how the game goes on until you beat the final boss, which is a spoiler. Actually, it's Bowser.
Please.
But yeah, you know, this game is a really, really great game. Essie, what do you think about this game? Have you played it? I think you have.
Yeah, of course, I've played Paper Mario, and it's a great game. Here's the thing. We've talked about Paper Mario so much recently that I'm like burnt out on talking about it. It's a good game. Absolutely buy it. It's an RPG, if you didn't know that already. Lots of cool characters, good dialogue, good story. You know what, actually? So I'm playing Color Splash right now, and I've been thinking about the story in the Paper Mario games. And yeah, Super Paper Mario has the best story. It's very detailed, and it gets into it. But if you really think about it, I mean, Paper Mario, even Thousand Year Door, they absolutely have a story, but it's really not that in depth, to be honest. Like Paper Mario, even less than Thousand Year Door, but
I disagree with you on Thousand Year Door, but for the first Paper Mario, I agree.
they're
Thousand
pretty
Year Door
straightforward.
definitely was more. Thousand Year Door definitely had more of a.
It had
thing
more.
with the
sure.
Thousand Year Door, they definitely had a whole story with that. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that what you said, but you're right to think that. Honestly, story or not, I enjoy these Paper Mario games. Sticker Star, people hate on that so much, but it's such a great game. Oh my god.
Same, I agree.
Oh my god, if this is so bad, and I know no one's gonna agree with me, but if they made it like an HD remake of the game, I'd buy it. I would buy it. It's so
Of
bad.
Sticker
it's so
Star?
terrible. Yeah, if they made I know it's bad, but I'm just saying it because I didn't play Color Splash with the graphics, and I'm just imagining Sticker Star with those amazing graphics.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I'm sorry, that's off topic. We're talking about Paper Mario 64. Oh my gosh, Paper Mario 64 is a great game. It's an RPG, and you should consider getting it. It's a really great game. Really, a decent story. It's decent, and there's partners. There's RPG elements. You'll love the game. If you like RPGs, you'll love this game. And it's on the eShop Virtual Console for $10, $9.99. So go pick it up. And SC, what's your next game?
It's Little Inferno. It's Little Inferno just for me.
Alright, so I'm going to be Simon Cowell and say that was not the best audition I have heard.
Wait, I'm trying to remember the next part. It's something about burning 1,000,000 degrees. Little Inferno just for you and me. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's Little Inferno. That's my game. My 9th recommendation. It's made by the Tomorrow Corporation, who used to be 2D Boy, and they're the ones that made World of Goo.
Ew.
Which
I don't like Goo.
Okay, back up. World of Goo was an excellent WiiWare game. It was. I don't know what kind of game it is. Actually, it's interesting. I don't know how you would say it, but this game, Little Inferno, it's a fireplace simulator. As boring as that might sound, it's actually a lot of fun. You get this catalog of items that you get to buy and then just drop into your fireplace and watch it burn. And they do different things, like you'll throw in a battery and it explodes. I think sends a shock or something. I don't know, but there's all random sorts of things. You can put like a disc in there and like error codes start popping out, flying out of it, stuff like that. Or
put Dark Boost 3DS in there.
Chickens fly out from Ocarina of Time. 3D. Yeah, it's a very fun, kind of stupid game to play, and stupid in a good way. It's $9.99. It's on the Wii U eShop, and now it's available on other places too. But I believe it originally was first on the Wii U. Maybe exclusively. I don't know about exclusively. But yeah, I would recommend that. Little Inferno. It's been since almost since the launch of the Wii U, so it's been here for a while.
Can you sing the song again?
I could go find it and play it. I actually really want to.
Oh, just sing it.
Have you heard of Little Inferno?
No.
Never?
Never.
Not even on the eShop? Because
I saw it, I just ignored it.
It didn't look interesting at all.
Sing it.
It's Zip It. I'm trying to find the...
Why can't you just sing it? I'll join in. Go ahead. It's lit. Come on.
You don't even know.
You know it. You're not singing it.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, God.
Okay, no, wrong. Wrong one. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Okay, I found it. Are you ready for this?
Hey,
No.
kids!
Ew.
Do you like toys?
No.
You know what's more fun than playing with toys?
Playing with Dark Boost
Setting
3DS.
them on fire! With your new Little Inferno Entertainment Fireplace!
Oh, God.
It's Little Inferno just for me.
I like SC's version better.
Burns at 100 billion degrees.
Okay, stop it.
Little Inferno just for me.
Okay, it keeps going. And
This
it's
is
kind
ridiculous. What is that?
I
That was
don't know.
nonsense. That was
I don't know
nonsense.
what this podcast is turning into, but anyway, I recommend Little Inferno, $9.99. There we go. Wii U eShop.
Get out of here. Oh my god, what is that? I like your version better, even though that was, oh my god. Anyway, let's move on to the final round. This is the final round of games, guys. So this is the final round of games we're going to suggest for you. So this is the 10th round. The 10th and final round.
Oh, if it's the 10th round, that means...
There you go. There you go. So, we're going to talk about our 10th round of games. So, usually we save the best for last. I don't know about SC, but I save the best for last. He might not have included the best for last. I didn't check his list recently. But
I think mine's good. Mine's a good one to end on.
This is my game. Okay, yes, we have Donkey Kong Country. Of course, that was good. That was gonna be on my list. What do you think it is? Do you see my Twitter bio? I'm a Donkey Kong fanatic. You see my Twitter icon first and foremost, Donkey Kong on my head. Come on now, you know. So I'm all about Donkey Kong, and this is why I included all 3 of the Donkey Kong countries as the final thing on my list. So Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, I think that's what it's called, and Donkey Kong Country 3, I forgot what that was called. So we're going to look that up right now so I don't look stupid. Yay! Donkey Kong Country is an amazing franchise. Not even just a show. Like, the show was great. We had that great theme song. Thank you. Thank you, whoever created the show. Thank you so much. But we have these great games, and these games are just awesome. They've been remade so many times. They've been remade for the Game Boy Color, for the Game Boy Advance. You know, it's been, like, these games are timeless. These are timeless classics, and the music is great. Everything about these games are great. Now, me personally, I like Donkey Kong Country 1 and Donkey Kong Country 2 the most. Donkey Kong Country 3, I've never been a big fan of. No offense to anyone who likes that game, but Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 is where it's at. So let me get the title of these games. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Donkey Kong Country 2 is Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy Kong's Quest. I was right. And 3 is Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. There we go. Essie, have you ever played Donkey Kong Country?
Just the first one. And I played, actually, before I played Donkey Kong Country, I played Donkey Kong Land. That's where I played it first. Oh, I still remember it, black and white.
I still have them. The Game Boy Color. Well, about Donkey Kong Land, did you play as Donkey Kong or did you play as Diddy?
Ooh, I don't remember. I really don't remember. It was really a long time ago.
Oh, unbelievable. Well, I love Donkey Kong Country. I had to clear up my list. These are Super Nintendo games. Each of these games are $7.99. So, why not pick it up? Or just pick up one. Pick up the first one or pick up the second one. Those two are the best ones for me. They have great music, just great everything. Those games are everything to me. So, definitely consider picking it up. And that is it for my list of eShop games. So, I see we're going to give your final game as well. What is it?
All right, mine... Wow, that's ironic. Before we started the podcast, I was talking about how Wii games on the eShop, I don't feel like I count them as virtual console. And I have one. I just realized. I have Metroid Prime Trilogy. I think that is a fantastic, fantastic deal to pay only $19.99 to get 3 excellent games, one of which I think is one of the best games of all time. I really think Metroid Prime, the first one, is an amazing, incredible experience that I would love to have everyone at least try. So you not only get Metroid Prime 1, you get Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption all in one package for $19.99. It's on the Wii U eShop. Retro Studios made it. They're the ones that later went on to make Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, and Returns. So, yeah. And Metroid Prime Trilogy, these are the third person, first person, I should say.
Third person.
Sorry. I meant 3D, not third person. 3D games, and it's first person, and it's beautiful and amazing, and I could just start shouting out random words like isolation and atmosphere and things like that.
Atmospheric. All right, I have a question, Essie.
Yes.
Does Metroid Prime have a story?
Yes, it does. Oh my gosh, I saw it coming a mile away.
I want to say something too about these games. All right, so unlike SZ and Dark Boo and all those other people, I had Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 actual games for the GameCube and for the Wii. Ha! In your face.
Hey, so did I. Actually, I never had the Wii one, but
Oh.
I had the other two. So get out of here.
You didn't have Metroid Prime 3. Oh, bam.
Oh, please. Did you have Metroid Prime Hunters?
Yes, I did. Ha! Ooh, did you have Metroid Prime Pinball? Oh,
No.
yeah!
Dang
Got you. Got you. I
Ah.
out Metroid you. You can't out Metroid the Metroid Master. You can't. I love Metroid games. Metroid Prime is also a phenomenal game. Actually, Metroid Prime 2, I love that game. I love that game as well. I was gonna say I love that game too, to be stupid and punny. But these games each have something unique in them. Metroid Prime 2 is really different than Metroid Prime 1. People think like, oh, it's gonna be exactly the same. The only thing that's exactly the same is the controls and the format of like you moving and stuff. That's it. Metroid Prime 2 is so radically different than Metroid Prime 1.
Oh.
So different.
That's one thing I want to mention is that the trilogy. Okay, so let's back up. Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were released on the GameCube, and 3 was released on the Wii. When the Wii was out, they did new play control. Do you remember that whole thing? Mm-hmm. That whole series? They re-released 1 and 2 on the Wii with Wiimote controls, so you could actually aim with the Wii remote. And then for the trilogy, they used that version, so you can aim with the Wii remote in all 3 versions.
Ooh.
And it's widescreen, so.
Well, yeah, there's that. To be honest, I need myself a GameCube controller when playing Metroid Prime. I need a GameCube controller. Thank you so much. I need a GameCube controller when I'm playing Metroid Prime, because that's how Wii Classic people do it. Okay.
Oh,
That's how Wii Classic people do it. But you should definitely. I agree with him. You should get Metroid Prime trilogy. All right, that is all our games. So let's quickly go over them again. SC, go over your whole entire list all over again. Just quickly, just name them all off.
Okay. All right, we have Ace Attorney Trilogy. Then we have Ace Attorney Dual Destinies and Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Then Link's Awakening. Then Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma. Then Crosswords Plus, Shovel Knight, Fast Racing Neo, Bit Trip Runner 2, Little Inferno, and Metroid Prime Trilogy.
And here is my list re-upped. Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow version. And then for the Wii U games, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky, Metroid Fusion, Kirby in the Amazing Mirror, Wario Land 4, Metroid Zero Mission, Super Metroid, Paper Mario, and Donkey Kong Country 1 or 2 or 3. Up to you. Yeah, there you go. So those are our games. We definitely recommend you get these games. They're all available on the eShop, some of them on the Virtual Console, things like that. They're amazing games. There's no reason why you shouldn't have them. Definitely, at least if you're not going to get them all, because that'd be a lot of money. Oh my gosh. Try looking them up, see some videos if you want, and consider getting them, because they're really fun games. And why not experience some retro gaming? Like, some of these games, were from 10 years ago or more, and they still hold up as really powerful games. So I highly recommend you take this list and you go on, you write it down or something, and you go on that eShop and you're like, okay, let me see. Okay, this game, all right. Check YouTube or just whatever, do some research and get the games. If you have money for it, there's no reason you shouldn't get it. And that's all I'm going to say.
And I'd like to say that a lot of these games that we mentioned today, we actually already have episodes on the podcast dedicated to those games, and we forgot a few. So for Paper Mario, we have episode 31, which I need to go back and listen to because that's one of our really old ones. So
the quality might not be as good. Sorry.
Cover your ears for a little bit. And for Metroid Prime, we have episode 153.
Was there a story?
There was a story, and it was actually 157. Episode 157 of Metroid Prime. So
there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Check all that stuff out. And yeah, that is almost it. Actually, really quickly, SC, do you want to talk about what we've been doing this week?
I do. I actually really do. Do you want me to go first?
Oh, do you have a lot to say?
I can only think of one thing right now, so.
All right, so you can go first. Go ahead. What have you been doing?
So mine kind of ties into a little bit of news. So last week, so right now it's October 1st.
Yes.
Last week, last Thursday, not this like 3 days ago, but 10 days ago, or however many, I can't count. On Thursday at midnight, Paper Mario Color Splash was available for preload on the Wii U eShop. Cool. Whatever. I never preload my games. I don't usually buy them digital like that. Cool, whatever. Not something for me. It's 3 a.m. I'm going to bed because I go to bed really late.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And I'm like, oh, let me check the news, see if there's anything. Nothing on the news, but I went on Twitter, and someone was saying, actually, it's Gaming Reinvented. If you've heard that website, he has a Twitter account too under that name, and he was like, so are these Paper Mario Color Splash leaks real? And I'm like, exclamation point above my head. And I looked into it, and apparently some people were getting Paper Mario Color Splash, sorry, not for free, but the full game when they preloaded it. Because a preload, it's supposed to lock your game until the release date, then it unlocks. Apparently the version that people were getting through this preload was the game ready to go, no lock. So, and I saw multiple people were having it, multiple people had videos, evidence, blah, blah, blah. So I jumped on the occasion and I bought it right on the spot, and I downloaded it. And while it was downloading it, Nintendo took it off the eShop, the preload option, but mine kept downloading, and it finished downloading, and I tried to turn it on, and it worked.
Oh
So
my god, yay!
I got Paper Mario Color Splash 2 weeks early. There's still a week before release. It comes out on October 7th. And since that time, I've been working on a walkthrough for Paper Mario Color Splash, video and text. So on MarioPartyLegacy.com, I'm writing a full walkthrough for the game that includes pictures and text. And I include the videos there too. On the YouTube channel, we have tons of videos going up there as well. It's not just a walkthrough. There's little sections for things like Luigi locations. There's colorization. So if you've seen trailers for Paper Mario Color Splash, you'll notice that there are like white spots all over the levels that you fill in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
So in every level, there's a certain amount of those, and when you fill it in, you get 100% colorization for that level. Ooh. And well, that's just something you can do in the game. You do that, and you unlock the music for that game or for that level in the sound test. But I'm doing a guide for that. Bottom line is that's been my entire week. I've been playing nonstop, recording, because this is what I do. I play a level, and I find all the secrets while playing, and I record that, and then from that I write the walkthrough for that level. I take the images, I do whatever I need to do, and then I replay that game on a different file or that level, and I use that for my recording for the video, so it looks like I know what I'm doing. And I'm not wandering around aimlessly.
Oh, are you kidding?
No.
Gee whiz.
I cut the time from like 45 minutes to 30, so yeah, in a video. But that's what I've been doing. I've been swamped with that. It's and just a few impressions on the game. The game's fantastic. I'm loving it. I think the dialogue is the best thing about that game. The humor is on point. There are multiple times where I literally laughed out loud. It's such great writing. It's very well done, and it's smart, funny. Has not been a single time where they tried to be funny and I was kind of like, oh gosh, or I rolled my eyes or something. No, not even once. Music's fantastic. The gameplay is fun. The battle leaves something to be desired. I'll leave it at that. The battle is not. I wish it was different. I've grown to like it a little more, but it's still. I mean, I think I like Sticker Stars battles better, to be honest. Oh, I'm gonna save this for another time. All these Paper Mario Color Splash impressions. We'll have a full episode on that after the game comes out, so that like Staryu, Soul, they can play the game. I don't know if Soul's even gonna get.
Soul's
the game.
not gonna get the game
Because he doesn't like the game, or because he can't.
He doesn't have money.
Oh.
He said on the podcast. He said on a Paper Mario podcast last week, so it's not shady. He said it himself.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
So is that it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me just quickly get into what have I been doing. So unfortunately, last night they closed the Smash Brothers tournaments. So now there's no more tourney mode. I was glad I was able to play it at least one last time. So, it's sad.
Did you win your last one?
I won the last one. I was happy.
Oh, good.
I won with Jigglypuff too. I was like, yay, the last one ending like that. It's so good. And it was a challenging person too. I barely won, but I was so happy when I did. So that was good. What else? I've been playing a lot of Smash Brothers. I've been recording some more Mario Party 10 videos. I already have the whole boards and stuff ready on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I have Mushroom Park, Haunted Trail, oh my god, Whimsical Waters, Airship Central, and Chaos Castle. All me playing, all on webcam too, so if you want to check that out and see me get crazy and stuff, you should go check it out on my YouTube channel, SpiderStaryu. And that's pretty much all I've been doing. I've not been doing too much this week because lately I've been really busy handling other stuff, also getting ready for my birthday. That's in 10 days, oh my gosh. Gonna have a party and stuff. It's gonna be freaking phenomenal, freaking fun, freaking just freaking. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be 20 years old. I'm so old. Oh my gosh. I'm so old. 20 years old. Can you believe it? I started this podcast when I was like what? What was it? It was like 2011. That's when we filmed the first episode. 2011. So I was like 15. 15 years old. Can you believe that? I'm gonna be 20? That's so bizarre. That's so weird, but. At least I'm happy I have another year of living and another year of clocking tea and putting people through shade and stuff. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, that is all I'm going to say. My birthday is October 11th. October 11th. That is, let me get the proper date so I can get some birthday wishes. So this next Tuesday is going to be October 4th. So just 1 week from there. So in two weeks, that's when my birthday is going to happen. So if you want to say happy birthday to me, you can say happy birthday to me on Twitter or something like that. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm sorry, that was kind of arrogant to say, but yeah, that is all I've been doing. Nothing else. And yeah, so that is it for our podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we are going to give you the ending information. You can subscribe to the Lost Levels podcast on iTunes, and make sure to leave us a rating and a review. It helps us grow. Give us 5-star reviews. Bam! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-star reviews. Yes. You can find all our past episodes at our website, thelostlevels.mariopartylegacy.com, and our Mario news and community at mariopartylegacy.com. Like SC mentioned, we have a lot of podcasts about some games we talked about, like Link's Awakening, Metroid Prime, Paper Mario, games like that. You can go check it out on our website with the episode guide, and you will find those episodes. Follow The Lost Levels on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/thelostlevels, Twitter @LostLevelsMPL, Tumblr, thelostlevelspodcast.tumblr.com, and our YouTube, youtube.com/user/thelostlevelsMPL. And if you're listening to this video, or watching this video on YouTube, give this video a big thumbs up, because why not? Like it and share with your friends. And yeah, that is the end of our podcast. But actually, no, it isn't, because I didn't say our social media. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Durr. Hoo-ha. Oh my god. So let me get my social media up. My social media, I am SpiderStaryu on YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Nintendo Network, Google+. All of it is SpiderStaryu. So go check me out on all those sites. Yes.
Or in your nearest tree. Okay. True. And for me...
Banana tree.
Yes. SuperZambezi on Twitter, YouTube, Nintendo Network. On YouTube, actually, I live stream my Banjo-Kazooie Returns hack every Wednesday at noon. So I would love to see you there. If you go to that stream on Wednesday at noon p.m. Pacific time on my YouTube channel under SuperZambezi, if you go there and I'm there live streaming, say that you're here from the podcast, and you'll probably get a reaction from me.
Say who.
Yeah, say who in the chat.
If I say who, I always get a reaction from SC. He can't not say ha.
Even if it's delayed, where I see it 10 minutes later.
Even if it's 10 minutes later, he'll be like, wait, Star, you said who? There you go. All right, guys, that is the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.